Vi er nået til Vancouver Island, men før vi skal ud og se nærmere på den smukke ø, hopper vi ombord på en lille, men hurtig båd i byen Campbell River. Dagens mål er at se grizzlybjørne.
Today we're heading from Campbell River up through to the Discovery Islands into the Butte Inlet, which is on the mainland coast of British Columbia, and the final destination is Orford Bay, which is about halfway up Butte Inlet, and that's where the grizzly bear viewing is. There's all types of stuff that we could potentially encounter, everything from harbor seals to stellar sea lions. Occasionally we run across orca or killer whale, and also humpback whales can frequent the area as well. Well, the trip in total is anywhere from, it can be 7 up to about 8 hours at the maximum. We try and get back within the 8-hour period. 7 hours is pretty well perfect, I think, for people. And it's a 2-hour boat ride through the islands, up the inlet, and then it's a 2-hour boat ride back.
Allerede på vej ud til bjørnene ser vi vilde dyr. Først en stor koloni af søløver, der holder til på de mange klippeskær på øerne. Vi ser også pukkelhvaler, der ilter deres blod i vandoverfladen. Selvom de er langt væk, fornemmer vi sagtens, hvor store de er. Vi er også så heldige, at der kommer en stor gruppe delfiner, som kommer forbi, og de vil gerne lege i bådens dønninger.
The best part about my job is probably meeting people from all over the world, I would have to say. Everyone, some people might say, wow, you gotta enjoy being around the wildlife. And I'll admit that is one of the best parts about the job. But probably my favorite part is taking people, amazing people from all around the world, and showing them what this place has to offer, and then to get to see their reaction, especially on the good days, of how amazing this place can be. That's probably the best part for me, is sharing this area with people from all over the world. It's a 40-foot aluminum catamaran, so it has 2 pontoons, so it is a very stable, wide boat. You always want to come well prepared, so clothing is very important. So you want to be well dressed, make sure you're warm enough, because even on the boat it can be quite chilly when we're traveling at high speed. If you want to be able to go out on the deck and experience the marine life, it helps to be prepared that way. And of course, cameras are also very important to bring along with you. Yeah. And a lot of people like to bring a bit of their own food as well. We do bring food. We bring a lunch on board the boat, sandwiches, cookies, coffee, tea, and we bring water as well, so that when we go ashore with the bears, we can have bottled water to drink as well.
Efter 2 timer på vandet går vi i land. Herfra fortsætter vi i små biler ud til det område, hvor vi kan forvente at se grizzlybjørne. Vi er nu meget tæt på, og alle er stille og spændte. Vi taler en smule sammen, men det hele foregår hviskende.
Well, we're trying to be as less impact on the bears as we can. So if we maintain a relatively low profile with our tones that we're speaking in, with how much movement that we use within the group, we tend to have not only better viewing opportunities, but far less impact on the bears themselves. And that's what we strive for, is to have as little impact as possible so that they can go about doing their thing, which is catching fish and getting ready for hibernation. Well, this time of year it's grizzlies, or brown bears, but we call them grizzlies here. Yeah. Black bears tend to get a little displaced by the grizzlies here this time of year. We're in the Orford Valley, which is in Butte Inlet, which is the southern reaches of the Great Bear Rainforest, so on the coast of British Columbia. Well, this area in particular here in the Orford Valley, the salmon spawning grounds are relatively small, so it's not stretched out over a very long distance. So it's very unique in that way. Fish only go about 6 kilometers from the ocean here, and a large part of it happens within the first 2 or 3 kilometers. So you get a lot of salmon spawning in a very small area, therefore a lot of bears working their way around through that same small area. So it's very unique here on the coast.
Så er vi nået frem til en af de udsigtspunkter, hvor det er sikkert at stå og betragte bjørnene. De går nemlig og fisker over på den anden side. Og vi er simpelthen så heldige, at allerede nu der går der en mor med 2 små unger og fisker lige over på modsatte bred.
Uden at der på nogen måde skal gå moralprædiken i det her, så vil jeg bare sige, når man kommer herud og ser, hvordan bjørnene de lever i så stor harmoni med naturen, så får man simpelthen sådan lyst til at passe bedre på moder jord.
I think a lot of people, when they think of British Columbia and Canada, think of wide open spaces, big mountains, and that really is the territory, the habitat for the grizzly. So areas like this, here in Butte Inlet and the Great Bear Rainforest, they need to be protected and they need to be around for generations so that the grizzlies are here, and they're really the essence of that sort of, magical sort of thought that a lot of people have of this area, and like you guys can see, it's just absolutely phenomenal here. It's all about the salmon. So as long as we have salmon and strong runs along the whole coast, BC and Alaska, there'll be bears and whales and everything else, but everything revolves around salmon here. They're the keystone species on the coast. It is. Well, this river system in particular has been a record return this year of chum salmon and pinks. And a lot of other systems have had similar occurrences this year. Of course, there's always, concern, but we need to do whatever we can to ensure that, the areas like this and the salmon in particular are around for a long time.
Bjørnene er virkelig tæt på, men det føles sikkert nok, og heldigvis er der også gjort rigtig meget for sikkerheden.
Well, we have very nice viewing towers. And we have very strict guidelines that everybody needs to follow when they're out here. And like you mentioned, being quiet and limiting the amount of movement. So as long as the group follows those protocols, and you know what, it's incredibly safe out here. These bears, they have a lot on their minds right now. They need to catch a lot of fish to get ready for hibernation and successfully make it through hibernation. So us being out here isn't intrusive. As long as we follow some guidelines and have as little impact on them as possible. But it's very safe out here. Bring your camera, bring a real positive, upbeat attitude, and you can't help but have fun here. Just watching the birds and the salmon in the rivers is just phenomenal.
Det fryder simpelthen hele mit hjerte, når guiderne de fortæller, at bjørnene de har det rigtig godt herude. Og for fremtiden, der ser det også rigtig godt ud for bjørnene herude, og det er simpelthen så dejligt at se, fordi jeg tror aldrig nogensinde, at jeg bliver træt af de her dyreoplevelser. De går altså lige ind, fordi det her med, at man er ude i naturen, og man sidder bare og venter på det der unikke øjeblik, hvor dyrene de kommer frem. Og rent faktisk, så ved man jo aldrig, om de kommer frem. Der er ikke nogen garanti, når man køber de her ture. Og det er måske noget, man lige skal vende sig til som turist, fordi de koster ret mange penge, og der er altså ingen garanti. I dag der har vi været sindssygt heldige, og jeg kommer aldrig nogensinde til at glemme den her dag. Sikke en oplevelse.